My name is FAQIHAH binti HARNAIN, metri number 11808110. For abstract, this research is about the standardized and disciplined Syariah Bandiness has a positive impact on the Malaysian economy. The title was referred to the Islamic banking system on how the system could contribute to the Malaysian economy. The relevant data information used to indicate the Islamic banking system's positive impact on economic growth by gross domestic product (GDP). The study also includes the authority body responsible for the standardization by providing the policy and guideline to the banking institution.
I'm Puteri Syahirah binti ABDUL RASHID 11808116. Okay, firstly, introduction. Islamic banking is a system of banking or banking activities that operate based on Islamic law. It must be in line with Sharia and fiqh muamalat that comes from the Quran and Sunnah and other valid sources of Islamic law such as ijma', qiyas and ijtihad. The emergency of a disease known as the COVID-19 virus has caused the entire world community to panic and fear as it can cause death. Despite the pandemic in the world, the bank remains committed to advancing Islamic finance by focusing on supporting sustainable economic recovery, building social and climatic resilience, and strengthening halal trade. Islamic banking in Malaysia continues to grow rapidly despite the challenging environment of the COVID-19 pandemic. And there are huge prospects for the country to contribute new talent to the Islamic finance industry. In addition, the bank has continued its effort to develop a progressive and inclusive Islamic financial system.
For methodology, the research used secondary data collection in which the data information can yield more accurate data than those obtained through primary research. Since our research scope involves all the Islamic banking institutions located in Malaysia, it's impossible for us to gather all the information within the time frames and the accuracy of the data obtained. Furthermore, the data may be entirely appropriate and wholly adequate to draw conclusions and answer the question or solve the problem. The data used is the measurement of the contribution of Islamic banking to the growth of Malaysian economy.
My name is KHAIRUNNISA binti KHAIRUDIN, matric number 11808111. Discussion and finding. Central Bank of Malaysian rule on Syariah Bandiness standardization. Bank Negara Malaysia provide a policy document for Islamic banking's reference for Syariah guidelines such as Syariah Governance Framework and Islamic Financial and Service Act (IFSA) 2013. Both policy document and IFSA 2013 should be applied by all Islamic financial institutions and fulfill the requirements stated by BNM for their operation. The applicability of both policy document and IFSA 2013 gave a good impact on economic growth as well as the standardization of Islamic banking operation. As a result, the expansion of Islamic banking institution has been rapid as customer, depositor and investor believe in product offered by Islamic bank. Moreover, IFSA 2013 is the effect of repealing of Islamic Banking Act 1983, Takaful Act 1984, Payment System Act 2003 and Exchange Control Act 1953 that have no provision of the customer as well as no clear distinction between deposit and investment account. It is essential for a clear explanation about the product, especially on Sharia concept. That might be one of the reasons why customers choose Islamic banking, Islamic product over conventional products. Last, Sharia Advisory Council of BNM as the highest authority on Sharia issues for Islamic banking and takaful is a crucial part for making Sharia Bandiness standardization.
NURASMA, metric number 11808009. Islamic banking effect on GDP. The economic growth can be enhanced through various sectors, including the financial sectors, especially in the banking area, by increasing investment activities and capital productivity. Figure above shows the top countries in Islamic banking asset for 2019. Malaysia is listed in the top 3 of market share of global Islamic banking asset in 2019. In that year, Malaysia's total asset were USD 297 billion and consists of 36 of Islamic bank. In Malaysia, the Islamic banking sector has made significant contribution to the development of the entire financial system, which will have an impact on economic growth. It was found that Islamic bank can significantly raise the gross domestic product. As stated in Tinjauan Ekonomi 2022, at the end of July 2021, total Islamic banking asset increased by 9.1% to 1132.5 billion ringgit, constitute 34.8% of the total market share. The graph above shows GDP growth for the second quarter of 2021. In 2020, Malaysia's GDP dropped, which influenced by a total lockdown nationwide with tightened standard operating procedure (SOP), and only essential services were allowed to operate. Meanwhile, the economic performance in the second quarter of 2021 was supported by the continuous growth in the manufacturing sector and the rebound of the service sector on the supply side.
I'm NURASMA from SUAN 118088. Islamic banking impact on economic growth. Several studies have attempted to prove the link between the development of the Islamic financial sector and economic growth. The first one is that the financial sectors tend to allocate resources from non-growth and traditional sectors to boost growth-induced and modern sectors. It is assumed that Islamic banking in Malaysia follows a similar pattern, transferring resources from agriculture, which is a traditional and non-growth sector, to industry and services, which are modern and growth-induced sectors that account for the majority of Malaysia's economy. Next, it is possible that the negative impact of Islamic banking and finance on the growth of the agriculture sector is due to the utilization of debt-based financing contracts in the agriculture sector, with the tendency for this to divert resources away from the productive sector. Therefore, a Sharia-compliant risk-sharing mechanism must be promoted to solve this problem. The last one is the poor institutional quality and bad banking practices led to a negative impact of financial development on economic growth. The good institutional quality, particularly related to corruption, rule of law, and bureaucratic quality, can determine the effect of financial development on economic growth.
Okay, lastly, conclusion and recommendation. The preceding discussion make it clear that Islamic banking is growing at an exponential rate in the Malaysia banking industry and has gained extensive support from both Muslim and non-Muslim in respect of Sharia-compliant financial solution to their daily needs. It may be stated that Islamic finance and banking have a bright future in Malaysia. The system focuses on social-economic awareness as a whole. According to the findings, Islamic banks should develop new product and service to entice more consumers to deposit money and obtain short and long-term loans. As a result, BNM should issue guidelines to Islamic banks directing them to allocate more of their funding to productive activity rather than pure consumption. In this case, proper monetary policy instruments such as moral suasion and directive can be deployed. This is required to maintain long-term GDP growth. According to the Financial and Economic Agenda, the Islamic banking system is currently taking shape not only in Malaysia but also in Muslim and non-Muslim nations, and it is expected to continue to develop rapidly in both established and newly introduced countries as well as potential countries. So that's all from us. Thank you.